another big story of the day, and India has strongly condemned reported demolition of a 125-year-old Gurudwara, Sri Guru Singh Sabha Sahib in Farrukhabad, Pakistan, describing it as a deeply distressing and targeted act of vandalism against a Sikh place of worship. In an official response, the Ministry of External Affairs has mentioned that the incident reflects continuing pattern of concern over the treatment of religious minorities and their sacred sites in Pakistan, adding that similar cases in the past highlight what it called a systemic issue. So this is another important story that we are tracking for you at this point in time. In Pakistan's Punjab province, a 25-year-old historic Gurudwara was allegedly demolished by a local businessman, and that sparked protests as well from the minority Sikh community there. And New Delhi has now issued a statement condemning the demolition of this particular Gurudwara. Akanksha, my colleague, is now joining us live right now for more on this. Akanksha, help us understand what exactly has the MEA said. Akanksha, can you hear me?
Yes. If you could please repeat your question.
Can you tell us a little bit more about MEA's statement on the alleged demolition of the 125-year-old historic Gurudwara in Pakistan?
Right. So I'm sorry I lost you there. We were just getting patched. But yes, it's important to highlight that India has strongly condemned, because given that this is now, it's becoming a regular as far as demolition of Gurudwaras are concerned, especially in Western Punjab. And this particular Gurudwara was an ancient one, 125 years old, as you rightly mentioned. So the MEA has not just condemned, they have also asked for restoration of all of those vandalized parts of the Gurudwara. More importantly, even the Evacuee Trust Property Board has to take meaningful action, as has been instructed by the Ministry of External Affairs. We are also being told that the Gurudwara Management Committee members also met with MEA officials. They have already submitted a memorandum. We'll have to see if beyond the condemnation of this, is this going to go forward? Because remember, the timing of this is extremely significant. It arrives a day, the statement arrived on that very day when that letter that was penned by signatories from both sides, India and Pakistan, urging for the restoration of high commissioners in both countries to take place, visa services to resume, and more importantly, they also talked about how the Kartarpur Gurudwara corridor needs to be reopened. And so, can Indians or all of those who are shelving this Aman Ki Asha keep or shelve such hopes at a time when people in Pakistan are not even respecting the religious sentiment of the minority communities there?
Right. Stay on with us, Akanksha. In fact, this particular incident, and because it is not an isolated incident, similar reports have come out from Pakistan earlier as well. This has triggered a political reaction as well, political war of words. We are getting reactions from the Bharatiya Janata Party. Listen in to this comment made by Shehzad Poonawalla of the BJP.
Pakistan lectures India and the world about minority rights. It's like devil preaching scriptures. Look at what is happening in Pakistan with the Sikh community. A 125-year-old, very old and important Gurudwara has been targeted and demolished. Here we have certain champions of human rights like Sonia Gandhi. They write op-eds on Gaza, but they are extremely silent on Sikhs being mistreated, ill-treated, persecuted in Pakistan.
Let's go back to Akanksha, who continues to be with us at this point in time. Akanksha, the question many are asking is this, that, just yesterday, over 100 eminent citizens from India and Pakistan urged Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Pakistani Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif to, ensure that hostilities get over. But look what's happening on the other side. I mean, how can, on one hand, if things like this keep happening, we can expect talks to resume?
Absolutely. In fact, the Punjab Minorities Affairs Minister has also highlighted that in Pakistan, these are deeply despicable acts, as the Ministry of External Affairs has already called out. And that's why, little wonder why the Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri had gone on to say that, track to diplomatic talks can happen. They've been happening for a very long time. The recent ones were, of course, the ones in Colombo and Bangkok, and they can happen in any part of the world. But if Pakistan continues with such acts, and more so doesn't curb down on the terror activities, terror and talks will not go hand in hand. Blood and water cannot flow together. This also to do with how Pakistan has been organizing Indus Water Treaty conferences. So when it comes to parroting a certain narrative or spreading a certain rhetoric, Pakistan has mastered the art of doing so, which is what you also see somewhere reflecting in that letter which you're talking about, has been penned by signatories, many of them in fact belonging and hailing from opposition parties in India. How can that even be an expectation when Pakistan is refusing to provide any respect, not just to its neighboring country, India, but also to its own minorities?
Absolutely, and BJP has also picked this issue, and BJP is reminding the opposition, the Congress specifically, of the letter that was written by Sonia Gandhi, the Congress member of parliament from Rajya Sabha, wherein she spoke about, what's happening in Gaza. And BJP is saying that why is there absolute silence from the opposition side on persecution of minorities in Pakistan?
And that is exactly what had been raised when, remember, there was a lot of violence gripping Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. And when we saw all of those protests grip POJK, there was not a word coming in from, say, the leader of opposition, Rahul Gandhi, or even the Congress president, Mallikarjun Kharge, or even Sonia Gandhi or Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, who, as you rightly highlighted, have been extremely vocal whenever it comes to, say, making optics out of it, even if it is to carry a bag that says all eyes on Gaza. But where are these voices when all eyes should be on Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, when all they are doing is ask for their basic rights? And that is exactly the plight of minorities, which is not just escaping the opposition members here in India, but also the larger international community.
Right.
India is the only country that has been calling out Pakistan's hypocrisy at the United Nations. When this country is projecting itself as an international peace mediator between Iran and the United States.
Absolutely. The world must see what is really happening in Pakistan. Of course, there are protests, continuing protests in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir against the establishment, against the Pakistani establishment. On the other hand, persecution of minorities is continuing. In the latest, 125-year-old historic Gurudwara was demolished. New Delhi has issued a statement as well, urging Islamabad to not just investigate the matter, but also restore the damaged portions of the religious structure. Akanksha, thank you very much for joining us with your inputs on this story. We have a reaction coming in from the Congress party as well. Listen in.
मैं आज भी मैं कानून की मैं बात करना चाहूंगा, क्योंकि देखो सेपरेशन ऑफ पावर की जो बातें हुई, अगर इसको जुडिशरी का ये काम है, और मैं समझता हूं कि जो सार्वजनिक जीवन में सरकार को उसका सम्मान करना चाहिए, कानून का सम्मान करना चाहिए, न्याय का सम्मान चाहिए। जंगल का कानून नहीं है कि आप बुलडोजर किसी को तोड़ दे। तो इसलिए मैंने कहा, और आपने देखा कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने भी इस पे असहमति व्यक्त की थी। तो आज भी कानून का सम्मान हो, कानून का पालन हो, हम इसके पक्षधर हैं।
And with this, we will slip into another very, very short break. Coming back with lots more. Stay with us.